I've made millions of dollars online, traveled all over the US, to Greece, to Mexico, to Colombia, and London. I became bilingual, I learned how to DJ, and I got engaged. And not to mention, I live in my dream high-rise apartment here in Chicago. I employ over 15 people in my business, and I just got back from a mastermind in Miami that I paid 36 grand to be at, where I spent 2 hours on a yacht with Eli Wild, who did $100 million in sales for Tony Robbins and is best friends with the guy. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want to. But 6 years ago, I was dead broke, having anxiety attacks every fucking day because I hated my life in college. I was doing 200 cold calls a day just to make rent, and even after that, I was so bad at sales that I had to DoorDash after doing 12-hour days so I could actually pay my bills. And the craziest thing about the contrast from my life now to 6 years ago is I could zoom in on a 6-month increment of time where everything changed. And I'm not saying your whole life can change in 6 months, but I'm saying you can take the actions to make it change in 6 months if you follow exactly what I'm going to lay out for you here with the foundation in this video. Because without that 6 months in my life, I wouldn't have the skills, the money, the network, or the opportunities that I have today. I'm going to break down the 5 things that changed everything for me that you can implement in your life so you can actually realize your potential. Because I know you watching this video, there's a part of you in the back of your head that has this dream life that you visualize that you don't even think is actually possible because you don't know anyone around you actually doing it, but you're the crazy motherfucker that's just crazy enough to think that it could actually happen for you. And if you stay to the end of this video, it can happen for you. The first thing that you have to do is get out of your hometown and get an apartment by yourself. I spent like 2 years mentally masturbating, trying to actually level up, while I had a roommate smoking weed at 8 in the morning on the couch every fucking morning. How hard is it to win in life when you have people asking you to smoke at 8 in the morning before you even knock the fucking crusties off your eyes? And not to mention all of your friends who know the old you, that want to latch onto the old you and hold you back, not because they don't want you to win, but because they don't want to lose the friend that they once had. Because they know if they're not evolving and changing, and you're evolving and changing, you're going to grow out of them, and then they're going to lose the friend. One of the biggest reasons why people don't actually level up is the second they step out of their comfort zone and start making any level of change, the people closest to them grab them by the shirt, pull them back into their old life, and make them stay put. It is the most toxic fucking thing ever, and most people can't handle being rude and speaking their mind and saying what they actually want in life. So rather than having the hard conversation with the people closest to them, they just don't. And then they stay exactly where they're at, and the people around them keep them where they're at. And this is probably something that you're dealing with. You have these goals, you have these aspirations, and maybe you get the courage to start telling people about them, and you immediately get shut down. They start portraying all their limiting beliefs on you. And because of that, you think you're stupid every time you have a great idea. This is exactly what started happening with me. I started flipping shoes and making money from selling Yeezys and selling Jordans and selling different things like that. And everyone from my hometown was like, what the fuck are you doing with a box of 10 pairs of dirty shoes? You dropped out of college to go sell shoes? Dude, just go get a job. What are you doing? I love my parents, but they set me as the example for my little brother of what not to do when I hit rock bottom after I tried to go on my own path. And if you have this negative chatter in your ear while you're trying to win, you will never win. You need this delusional self-belief. And if you have people speaking negatively on you, pouring their limiting beliefs into you at all times, that delusional self-belief will never really manifest into anything. So if you move out of your hometown, go get an apartment by yourself, every single person that you meet that has never met you before doesn't know the old you. They only know the Garrett that shows up today. And that allows you to have the opportunity to fully reinvent yourself, where you can show up as a totally new person with new boundaries, new expectations, new dreams, and new goals. And they see you for who you are today, not who you were 2 years ago when you were being a jackass. Now we transition into step number 2, which is rebuilding your circle. This is the hardest part of entrepreneurship and leveling up, is this gap of time between cutting off all the people that aren't serving you and aren't helping you win in life and helping you achieve your goals, but not necessarily having the successes necessary to be in the group of people that you aspire to be in. It's a lonely fucking gap of time, because the loneliness makes you want to hang out with the bums that you used to hang out with, because humans are humans. They need to socialize with other people. And when you're isolated and you're in a place that you don't know with people that you don't know, it gets really fucking lonely. But you just have to step out of your comfort zone and meet new people. When I took this move, I got my own apartment. It was literally $500 a month in Bloomington, Illinois. It's 2 hours south of Chicago. I got the cheapest fucking shittiest apartment I could find that I could afford by myself, where if worse comes to worse, I can DoorDash my way into paying rent. And it was really lonely. It might even not be that these are in-person friends. You have this moneymaker in your phone 12 hours a fucking day. You can use it to connect with some like-minded individuals. What I personally did is I got one of my buddies and we started a podcast, which is about the laziest excuse to be able to network with literally whoever you want to, because everyone likes their ego stroked and likes to talk about how awesome they are. So me and my buddy Jack White, we started, oh my God, what was this thing called? What do we call this? The Lone Frontier Podcast. Please don't look that up on YouTube. I was dumb as fuck. But we would literally find these people that are doing multi-six figures, 7 figures a year, and we'd ask them to come on the podcast, and then we'd actually become friends with these people. Because when you have nothing to offer people, they don't want to talk to you. Because there's like, you don't have anything going on, I got a bunch of shit going on. But if it's like, hey, come on my podcast, then you have an excuse. That's what I did to get my original friends that were making money online and leveling up and, on a path of betterment for themselves. And that's what helped me build my original network. That gave me the confidence to actually take things in real life and start networking with some entrepreneurs and stuff in real life. I was just open-minded. I would go work at stuff on my laptop at a cafe and I happened to meet the owner and I start talking with the owner about different things. I get a gym membership at a pretty small gym in Bloomington and I happen to meet the owner because it's a small gym. I start going to dinner with these people and yeah, I'm 20 years old and they're 50 and they're 40. But I was meeting with business owners and actually getting to know them. And actually I could text them anytime that I wanted. Start finding the business owners in your communities. Start seeing who makes content and has shit going on and figure out a way to add value to them or just network with them. Because once you get in a group of people that are actually winning in life or even just trying to win in life, when you drop those same delusional ideas that you try to drop onto your old friend group, they welcome it. They encourage it. They're like, yeah, that's totally realistic. That's not even that unrealistic at all. You could do that in like a week. Prime example is my buddy Cal now in Chicago. This dude popped on my Instagram live and dropped a comment asking me to go to dinner in Chicago. And I was like, fuck it. Yeah, let's go. I didn't know the guy at all. Coming to find out, he works in operations for this medical business. We get dinner, start chatting, and he's like, hey, I have this dream. I have this goal of, starting a podcast. And I was like, dude, you're really good at speaking. We just met each other. I don't know you. And we're having a good flowing conversation. I bet if we recorded this, it would get views. Why not start a fucking podcast? I'll be your first guest, dude. I introduced him to my whole friend group of 7 and 8 figure entrepreneurs. He launched that whole podcast. He got connected with one of my buddies who hopped on that podcast with him. He connected him with Jason Derulo. And now he's been traveling the world on a private jet, going tour to tour with Jason Derulo. And he's striking an equity deal with School, who's Alex Hormozi and Sam Levin's software. That all started from him reaching out to someone online. That domino effect wouldn't have happened if he didn't send me that message. And Cal, if you're watching this, obviously you were going to figure it out anyway. But that's what I'm talking about in this video. Let's move on to number 3, which is changing your mindset. You can move away from everyone. You can get your own place by yourself. You can start trying to rebuild that circle. But if you're trying to rebuild your circle of people that are winners and you're just portraying all your negative limiting beliefs onto people, they're not going to like you. They're not going to want to be around you because I don't want anyone near me that portrays or pushes limiting beliefs or even just negativity at me all time long because it's like a fucking cancer on your brain. There's nothing worse than being around people that bitch and complain all the time. There's a hard truth that you need to unlock in your brain that if you can fully unlock it, your life can change forever. Everything is your fault. I don't care how you grew up. I don't care what your dad said. I don't care what happened with your mom. I don't care how your friends talk to you. I don't care what your financial situation is. I don't care what your ethnicity is or your gender is. I don't care about anything. Everything is your fault. The reason that you are exactly where you are today as you're watching this video is because of every single decision, every single action that you've taken in life. Every time you make a decision, there's like a fork where I do this thing and this thing happens as a result and this butterfly effect happens. I make this decision and then this butterfly effect happens. If my buddy Cal didn't hop on my Instagram live and drop that comment because he's like, I feel uncomfortable asking this guy to dinner, he might not be in a private jet with fucking Jason Derulo right now. That butterfly effect decision, that was his decision. He was like, I'm unhappy in this job that I'm doing right now, and I'm going to do something about it. So everything is your fault. And if you can get past your ego, it's one of the most freeing feelings in the world. Because now you know that destiny is in your hands. You hold the pen as you write your story. And although you are responsible for every fucked up thing in your life, you're also responsible for every awesome thing in your life. And we're going to get deep here. That means stop blaming your job. Stop blaming your manager. Stop blaming the economy. Stop blaming the fucking president. I have family members that are very close to me that have wanted to start a business for over a decade. He told me that he couldn't start a business because of interest rates. And I asked him if he was looking to take out a loan. And he said no. The interest rate has nothing to do with starting a business. It's just another rationality for putting the blame on other things besides yourself for why you're not where you want to be in life. And whatever that thing is for you, I want you to write that down and get rid of it today. At this point in this video, as you're ready to take action on this plan and change your life in 6 months, you have left your hometown, you've got a place by yourself, you've rebuilt a circle of winners around you, and you've built a winning mindset. Now it's time to make some fucking money, because you can try to change your life and rewrite your whole destiny and realize your potential, but it's really hard to do that with $4 in your bank account. So you need to master the skill of sales. Sales is one of the highest paid jobs on the planet. And no matter what you do in life, being a good communicator and knowing how to get your way in a conversation and communicate what you want in life will help you win. And the beautiful thing about this is all you need is a voice. If you can talk and you can speak English, you can make 6 figures in sales. It isn't easy, but it is the simplest way to go put $100,000 in the bank in the next 6 months, the next 12 months. If you're clicking on a video like this, you've probably watched the Make Money Online shit on YouTube. And when you're early on and you don't have a work ethic, you look at these sexy things that require very little effort and could make a lot of money, like trading stocks or drop shipping. And the success rate on stuff like that is so low. And the complexity of shit like that is so high, you're never gonna win. But sales is like, say words on phone, have the same conversation on repeat over and over and over again. And with reps, get good at having the same conversation with the same type of person over and over again, to where the likelihood, the success rate that you get your way on that call as it goes up, you make more money. Imagine a world where you could have a conversation with someone about whatever you want. And if you get them to say yes to something, you make $200 in an hour. And maybe at first it takes 10 people for you to make $200 out of that one conversation. And then as you get better, so you only have 10% of people that actually pay. And then as you've been doing this for 2 months now you get 2 out of 10 people to do it. And as you do it for 6 months, you get 4 out of 10 people to do it. Imagine having an hour slot on your calendar and you have a 40% chance of making $200. And then you have 8 of these conversations a day. Imagine how fast you can start making $500, $600, $1,000 a day. And all you have to do is be hungry and master the skill of persuasion. You are one skill away from having total freedom and being able to write your own paycheck. You have unlimited earning potential and you don't need a degree. Virtually any business will hire salespeople with 0 college degree, and they'll hire people with 0 experience too. And if you have sales experience, you're going to get better sales jobs, of course. But you can get your foot in the door with 0 experience. And you want to talk about everything being your fault and taking full self-accountability, you can write your own paycheck. If you just get good at having this conversation, it's very black and white. They either say yes and they pay, or they say no and they don't pay. That puts all the power in your hands where you can write your own paycheck and make as much fucking money as you want. You need to do what I did when I was broke as fuck. I dropped out of college. I had all the time in the world, no money. I bought a couple sales books. I started watching YouTube videos like this, and I networked my way online to finding a 6-figure remote sales job. And you need to study and role play and get some reps in. Talk with yourself in the mirror like a fucking psycho and practice selling. And at this point in the video, you might be like, okay, Garrett, I'll move out of my hometown and I'll get a place by myself. Yeah, I'll get a circle of winners and yeah, I'll change my mindset. But dude, a sales job? No one pops out of the womb and is like, ooh, I would love nothing more than to sell marketing services. Believe me, I get it. But when you think of sales, you're probably thinking of car sales, like insurance sales. I'm not talking about that shit. I'm talking about breaking into the world of high ticket sales. You see, that's what I did at the age of 19. When I told you that I could zoom into a 6-month period of my life over the past 6 years when my life made the biggest drastic change, it was the day that I signed the contract for my first sales job ever in the world of high ticket sales. We're just 2 months in, I was making $4,000 a month. What high ticket sales is, in very simple terms, is you're just selling expensive online services for people on social media or people that run ads, different online businesses that sell something. It's more than $1,000 or $2,000, and you do it from home over Zoom on 10% commission. Let's say you have a fitness influencer like Greg O'Gallagher, for example. He has millions of followers. We played sales reps for him before. And he has a $3,000 fitness coaching package where instead of going to a in-person personal trainer, you do it virtually. They charge $3,000. Someone's been following him and learning all of his fitness advice from YouTube and Instagram, and they hop on a call because they want to work with him closer. Instead of hopping on a call with Greg because he's busy, they hop on a call with you. And if you close that deal for $3,000, you make 10%. You make $300 commission for having a 30, 45-minute conversation, selling something that they already want, they already have an interest in buying, and they're already a raving fan of the person that they're buying it from. That's what high ticket sales is. And that's what I did to change my life. That's what I've done to make millions of dollars online. High ticket sales allows you to actually control your life. You can create your own schedule, you can work from wherever the fuck you want, and you can make as much money as you want. You have the pen in your hand as you write your own story. I've closed deals in Puerto Rico, I've closed deals in Miami, I've closed deals in Chicago, I've closed deals in California, I've closed deals in Greece, I've closed deals in Colombia, I've closed deals in Mexico. You can literally do this from anywhere. And when you interview any multimillionaire or billionaire, they all say that they started in sales. Sales is where it starts. If you master the skill of sales and get into the world of high ticket sales, you will never have to worry about money again. It changed my life forever. And that's why I built my two companies, Closing Bible and Hire Sales Reps IO, where at Closing Bible, we basically take people that already have a little bit of sales experience, we train them up, and then we give them guaranteed placement in remote six-figure high-ticket sales roles where we connect them with these companies that are hiring salespeople. And then at Hire Sales Reps IO, that's where we take businesses that are interested in getting salespeople, and then we connect them with the salespeople from the Closing Bible. So if you're ready to change your life, and we've had the privilege of training up over 402 people just like you, and helping them break into the world of high ticket sales and getting them placed in sales roles. So if you want to change your life over the next 6 months, there's a link below for the Closing Bible. Go ahead and click that, watch the video to understand how it works a little bit better, and then you can book a call with our team. We have guaranteed placement or you literally get a full refund, so there is zero risk in taking action on speaking with us. I hope you got value from this video, and I'll see you on the next one.